Hello everybody, hope you're all having a wonderful day. And today we'll be looking at the highest rated LEGO Harry Potter sets of all time. Now to make this video, I'll be using the Brick Set website. It's one of my favorite LEGO websites, and I'm using this over the official LEGO store, as this website includes all the Harry Potter sets, including ones from the original waves. As well as I find on the LEGO store, things are often rated quite highly. No matter what the set is, it usually has like 4.8 or 5 stars. Now, as there has been hundreds of Harry Potter sets, a lot of these sets will have the exact same rating. So we'll be breaking them up into groups of their ratings, and it'll be a loose list based on how many ratings a set has. So let's say a set has 5 stars, but it only has 20 ratings, and another set has 5 stars with 200 ratings. The 200 ratings will be a little bit above it on the list. So we have 16 sets in total. So I'm going for sets rated 4.3 out of 5. In 16th place, we have a newest set released this year. We have Triwizard Tournament, The Arrival, which is one of my favorite sets of the year. I love the Durmstrang ship. I'm a big fan of LEGO ships, so this ship looks really good. I especially love these sails, and it's a really fun and unique build. We also get lots of great minifigures, like a new Victor Crumb, Eagle, as well as the first time getting Barty Crouch Sr. in LEGO form, I believe. The carriage is probably the only disappointing thing, because it only has one Pegasus, but it's still a great little side build, and you do also get the Goblet of Fire there, so a really solid set. Up next, we have the Hogwarts Express and Hogsmeade Station. So this set released last year, and has 1,074 pieces. So in this set, we get a great train build, which is one of the better play scale Hogwarts trains. We get 2 carriages, which you can put your minifigures inside, and you get a small Hogsmeade station, which is a solid little build. We get some really great minifigures, like the Sweet Lady, the Conductor, and Hagrid. Of course, we get the 3 main characters. So it's a great set and one of my favorite Hogwarts trains they've done. Up next, we have the original Shrieking Shack, from all the way back in 2004 to time with the release of The Prisoner of Azkaban. So this is a really nostalgic set for me. I really love the old LEGO designs and the buildings. So it's a really solid build, and we do get some really great minifigures. We get Lupin in his werewolf form, or just with a werewolf head on, and this is one of my favorite Harry Potter minifigures. We also get Sirius Black for the first time, as well as Peter Pettigrew. So a really nice classic set. And up next, we have another older set. We have the Graveyard Jewel from all the way back in 2005. So this set contains 548 pieces and only retail for $30. So a really great price with lots of great small builds, like the different gravestones, including one for Tom Riddle. We also get some really great minifigures, like our first Voldemort, as well as Death Eater Malfoy, and another Peter Pettigrew. And I do believe the Voldemort from this set is the most expensive LEGO Harry Potter minifigure of all time. So that's a cool little fact. So yeah, a really solid cheap set with lots of great minifigures and lots of great pieces. And up next, we have the oldest set on the list so far. We have the original Hogwarts Castle from 2001. So this was based on the Philosopher's Stone and one of the first Harry Potter sets ever made. And honestly, for 2001, it's quite an impressive build. Obviously, it's not the most accurate, and it is quite bare on the outside and on the inside, but it still looks pretty epic, and it's a good size. It also comes with lots of great minifigures, like the 3 main characters. We get Hagrid and Dumbledore, as well as Professor Snape, Malfoy, and Peeves, and a statue. So for 2001, it's a really great first attempt at the castle, and we also get some pretty great minifigures in it. Up next, we have the first Diagon Alley, which released all the way back in 2011. So this set contained 2,025 pieces, and only retail for £130, or about $150. So a really great price per pot ratio, and for a first Diagon Alley, it's actually really nice. We get Gringotts, as well as Ollivanders, as well as Birkin and Burks. So 3 really nice builds for a really great price. And there's some really nice interiors, like for Ollivanders and for Birkin and Burks. But Gringotts definitely suffers, as it's pretty much just one little table and a safe. So the new one definitely improves upon this. We get lots of great characters, like the different goblins, Ollivander, as well as Fenrir. The buildings are decent, especially from the outside, but the interior is definitely disappointing. And the newer one is a big improvement, but still a solid set for the price. And back to a newer set, we have Grimmauld Place, which released back in 2022. So this was the first time getting this in LEGO form, and it has one of my favorite features from my LEGO set, where you can pull apart the buildings to reveal the secret building, just like in the film and the book. So the exterior looks great. The interior is pretty cramped, but it hits all the main parts, like the kitchens, the bedrooms, as well as the black family tree there. It's a really cool set with a really great gimmick. And we also get lots of great minifigures, like Shacklebolt and Tonks, as well as Creature, and a really great variation of Sirius Black. So it's a really great set with a really cool feature, and some great minifigures. Now we have the last 4.3 set with the most number of ratings, and that is Hogwarts Great Hall, the one from 2018. So this is when LEGO first started having the different parts of Hogwarts which you can combine together. And it's a really great build. And because this set focuses around on one aspect of the castle, it's a lot more fleshed out and bigger and more accurate. So it's a really solid set. It looks great from the outside, as well as the interior is pretty nice. But unfortunately, it is quite cramped in there, especially the Great Hall itself. But it does have some nice inclusions, like the Mirror of Desire, where you can swap out the different pictures inside, as well as the sorting hat and different house flags you can swap. We also get some really great minifigures. like the three main characters, as well as Nearly Had This Nick, and Professor Quirrell, and Professor McGonagall. So it's a really nice set, especially from the outside, but the interior is a little bit disappointing. We're now moving up the rankings with sets rated 4.4. For our first 4.4 set, we have the motorized Hogwarts Express. So this is another older set all the way from back in 2004 from the Prisoner of Azkaban. And it's very similar design to where we get the Hogwarts Express as well as a Hogsmeade station. And the train itself, I think, is a much worse build. It's definitely a set of its time. The Hogsmeade station, I actually think, is a decent build, but the main selling point of this set is that you can turn it on the train and it drives around the track by itself. So a really cool feature, but the build definitely isn't anything special to me. And we also don't get as many interesting minifigures of just Harry and Ron, and then Lupin again. But a solid set with a pretty cool gimmick. Next we have Attack on the Burrow, released back in 2020. So I believe this was the second time getting the burrows in Lego form. And for a place set, it's a really great build. It was 1,047 pieces, and it looks really accurate to the movie. So this is based on the Half-Blood Prince when it's getting burnt down, and not like the more happy dynamic where all the families there in the new one. It looks really great from the outside, as well as it has lots of nice little interior builds, like the family table there, the bathroom as well as some bedrooms. Obviously because of the price and pieces, it's not as detailed as the newer one, but it's still a really great set with some really great minifigures. We got Bellatrix and Tonks as well as Fiona, and lots of the Weasleys. It's a really great set, but I do think I prefer the new one. And for our final 4.4 set, we have the biggest Harry Potter set ever made, and that is Hogwarts Castle. And you can expect to see a lot more Hogwarts Castle on this list. So this is the massive microscale one, which has over 6,000 pieces. And in my opinion, this is one of the most impressive Harry Potter builds, and I probably would have it a little bit higher. Now, I do prefer sets made from minifigures, but this is just such a beautiful recreation of Hogwarts Castle. It's got all the main buildings and towers and looks incredibly accurate to the movie. We also get 4 great exclusive minifigures of the house founders, as well as lots of great micro figures. And I also think the interior is really well done. We get the Great Hall, the Chamber of Secrets, the staircases, different bedrooms, the chessboard. So many great references and Easter eggs. So it's incredibly accurate and just a really great looking set. All right, we are now moving on to 4.5 sets. And the first set we have is Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. And this is the, I guess, the micro version. So it's a smaller and cheaper build of the big Hogwarts castle. It has 2,660 pieces and was significantly cheaper. So it's another really great build. I think it's a really good alternative if you want like a cool looking Hogwarts castle, but don't want to spend that money to get the bigger one. It has lots of cute different Easter eggs. So once again, we get all the main buildings as well as the boathouse. We have some nice little additions like the car, the Whomping Willow, and a small little Chamber of Secrets. So for the price and pieces, it's a really solid build. It's also a really great alternative if you want like a small display or a cheaper set than the bigger one. Up next, you can probably guess what it's going to be, and it's another Hogwarts castle. This time it's the 2004 one from the Prisoner of Azkaban. And I must admit, this is probably one of my least favorite Hogwarts castles. As it's based on the Prisoner of Azkaban, it's kind of focused around the clock tower, which is a nice build. I do love the early 2000s architecture. It gives me a lot of nostalgia. So for the time, I think it's a solid build, but I do think the new ones look better. And unfortunately, it contains the horrifying early 2000s Ron and Hermione, who have some of the creepiest face prints of all time. We do, however, get a Professor Trelawney, who is an incredibly rare minifigure. So honestly, yeah, it's a solid set for the time, some nice minifigures, but I do think I prefer some of the newer ones. Up next, you can probably guess what it's going to be, and it's another Hogwarts castle. This one is from 2010 and based on the Deathly Hallows. And we get pretty much a miniature play-scale Hogwarts castle. We get a lot of the iconic buildings for Hogwarts like the Great Hall, the Gryffindor Tower, Dumbledore's office. And honestly, it looks pretty good for the amount of pieces it has. It's 1,290 pieces, so it's a really nice looking set. And for the interior, we get like Dumbledore's office with the Gryffindor sword. We get a really small Gryffindor common room, the Great Hall. So it's a decent interior, but very cramped. But from the outside, I think this set looks really good. And we get lots of great minifigures, like McGonagall, Dumbledore, Filch, as well as Voldemort as Snape. So really good selection of minifigures. The build itself looks pretty good. All right, we have 2 sets left. So the last set for a 4.5 rating. This will be when it's going to get much more controversial. We have Diagon Alley. So this is the massive one from 2020. It contains a whopping 5,544 pieces, but it had a great retail price of only $389.99 or $449.99. So a really great price per part ratio. So we get 4 main buildings, which include lots of different shops like Ollivander's, the Weasley Wizards Wheezers. We get an ice cream parlor. We get Quality Quidditch, where they sell brooms, of course. We also get Flourish and Blotts, which is the one from the Chamber of Secrets with Lockhart there. So we get pretty much all the key buildings. And I think compared to the original, it has much more variety. I think the builds look better, as well as the interiors, in my opinion, are significantly better. I love the interior of Ollivander's as well as the sweet shop. There's lots of great different small builds and references. And we also get a lot more minifigures, like the 3 main characters, Hagrid, lots of Weasleys, including the twins, Ollivander, a Daily Prophet reporter. It's one of the few times that we get Lockhart. It's a really impressive build, And with it being modular, you can actually display it in lots of different ways. So there's lots of variety in how you display it. The interiors are great. You get lots of great minifigures. It's definitely one of the best Harry Potter sets. And coming in at number 1 with a 4.6 rating, we have Gringotts Wizarding Bank. So this is the 2023 version. And honestly, it's a really great set. I'm not sure I'd have it as my favorite. I love the Gringotts building, and it's also compatible with Diagon Alley, so that's really cool. So you can connect them to create kind of the ultimate display. And we also get the vault underneath, and it's a combination of the Philosopher's Stone and the Deathly Hallows. So we get Harry's vault as well as Bellatrix's. So we can see Harry's gold as well as the Horcruxes and Bellatrix's. There's also a really great minecart system where you can take it down just like in the movies. That's a really cool feature. We also get the dragon, which is a really great build. And the interior of the bank itself is a massive improvement. It's a lot more detailed than the original one. We also get lots of new great minifigures, like updated goblins like Griphook. We get Bellatrix or Hermione as Bellatrix. We get Ron in disguised, as well as Harry in his Philosopher's Stone's outfit, which is a really cute minifigure. So it's a really great looking set. I love how it combines with the other modular, or you can display it with the vaults underneath. I'm not sure if it would be my number 1. I think my number 1 would be Diagon Alley or Hogwarts Castle, the bigger one. But that's it for the highest rated LEGO Harry Potter sets. Let me know which ones do you disagree with the most, which one is your favorite set. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.